Welcome to WagerTalk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. It's Monday. We got to break down college basketball. It's a big one. We've also got MLB. We've got NBA. There's a lot going on. So, Dan, it was quite the weekend. I've got some interesting storylines here for you. What was your favorite one? What is it? Joe Adele's big night, robbing 3 home runs. Auburn's miracle cover in the NIT by a half, or is it Red Sox fans already losing their minds 9 games into the season? I love a good Boston meltdown, so my favorite story is the Red Sox fans losing their minds.
There's nothing better than completely overreacting. Not even 10 games into the longest season in all of sports that will have insane runs. But yes, sell the team. Sky is falling. Everything is destroyed. It's tough out here for these Boston fans, indeed, who get to win a championship across every sport like every 3 years. So yeah, tiny violin for us 2-7 Red Sox fans for sure, man. But yeah, we're pumped up, Andy. I would say out of all of these, the fact that you and the clients got to cash in on what was an insane up by over 20 points, down by 4 points, forcing it to overtime where underdogs go to die. The NIT championship for clients and my cohort here, Andy Lang. That has to be my favorite one of holy shit. How did Auburn cover? In the same breath, how did they blow a 24-point lead? Insane.
We had the best player in foul trouble, complete clock mismanagement. It was the whole cornucopia of what we won in an NIT championship game. So who we got on today's show? What are we going over?
Yeah, huge show. Monday we bring in the heavy guns here to kick the week off with some winners for you. What is happening in the marketplace? You're going to find out. There's line moves across all leagues. Gianni is on top of all of them. Gianni the Greek's going to kick it off for you, give you the Steam report. What has he seen on the Steam sheet? What are sharps firing on? We'll be breaking that down here. And then following him, another Mount Rushmore in the sharp community. That is Krack man, Bill Krackomberger coming on. He's got a rant for you. That is the absolute lock. And the other lock is that he will have a prop for you. Will it be on the diamond? Will it be on the hardwood? We'll find out. And how is he looking to bet? Been a really good college basketball season for him. He has any thoughts here on UConn taking on Michigan? And Steve Merril has thoughts on UConn, Michigan. He's got a video up right now breaking down the side and the total. He's got 2 winners for you, NBA action, Knicks, Hawks, Pistons, Magic. And he's taking you all around the world. Andy, great Monday. Hopefully everyone had a terrific holiday weekend and they're ready to get back into it. If you're off work hanging out with us, we appreciate it. Thanks for joining us. Hit that like button and subscribe. But Andy, let's get some folks, some winners here.
All right, let's bring in Gianni the Greek. Gianni, happy Monday. How are you, sir?
Man. All right.
I know you're always in a good mood when you hit your best UFC bet on your show. That's always like for me, it's the Masters week. So
it's Masters week, Andy. Yeah, I forgot. We buried the lead. It's Masters week. Yeah. So I'm in a horrible mood if I don't have a winning golf major, but if I have a really big like golf week during a major, then it's my mood is set. So how you doing, man?
God bless America. Never better, brother. Like you said, I hit the 9th. I have a 9 best bet win streak on my podcast. So I've been forced to narrow down just one best bet because it's a hot streak. And at that point when we taped, it was Moicano, and it was a plus 165 dog. And like I talked about on the show, for me, it warranted a 5% bet. But I didn't fire 5% because I had lost the 5% a little before that. So I said, let's not have my subscribers over bet our edge because my job's also to protect them. And, he went off at plus 110. So we placed the great bet and he got the job done. So yeah, ended up a nice result. But over the last 7 days, I ended up losing a couple of units. I just checked because I always do. I tell you when I win and I tell you when I lose. And real quickly, let me just address a few of the comments. I never look at the comments because I'm usually not on the screen. But I happen to be on the Apple this time. And I see some comments. Let me just address them. First, Andrew, I'm not betting against Michigan. Okay. that is irrelevant to me. I only look for inefficient numbers. That's what I do. I don't have any dog in the fight. I have zero bias. The name on the jersey, the color of the team, the mascot, that shit means nothing to me. All I look at is the number, and I trust the numbers. And my results speak for themselves. If we're talking college basketball, the bottom line is I've been top 5 in profit since the very first week of the season. And today's the last day of the season. And when it ends, I will be in that 0.5% of sports bettors that can say they won money betting college basketball in 2025, 2026, and can document it. In fact, I'm going to be up over 40 units when the season ends, and I'm going to be top 3 or 4 in profit. And that's by trusting my power ratings. Again, if you disagree with them, I hope you're making money disagreeing with them. But I can just tell you what my data says. And as of today, if Michigan was playing Duke, Michigan wouldn't be the favorite. That's it. The book may make Michigan the favorite, but then myself and other sharps whose numbers reflect mine would bet Duke because we just have our power ratings that reflect that. Again, others will disagree. I'm just telling you what mine show. And again, as of right now, they don't make Michigan the number 1 team in the country, but that doesn't matter because they're above who they're playing tonight. That's what matters ultimately, who they're playing tonight. And with that said, I have a 5%. The package isn't even up yet. I just confirmed, and I will be firing on tonight's game. Like I said, we're going to finish top 3 or 4 in profit. I love this game tonight. So it warrants the 5%, so I'm going to fire it. With that said, there's no steam sheet up because it's all about the national championship tonight and what we have on later in the week. In fact, I don't have units to burn. I lost 9.2 units over the last 7 days. So we can't just confirm premiums for the sake of confirming premiums. I do have moves from the account. I have in NBA, NHL, and Major League Baseball, but haven't confirmed anything for subscribers. I did have 2 soccer plays from the other day in there. I believe both lost already this morning. So we're starting the day off 0-2, but it's a long week ahead. And I just released a 4% in tennis that's up available for free at WagerTalk.com. Again, bro, I tell you when I win. I tell you when I lose. If you're with me for the year, all is good. If you're jumping on and off, it's on you when you're going to ride. You know what I mean? I can't control that. All else, again, whatever you want to cover, I'm ready to go. NBA real quickly, only 2 plays that stuck out were the Knicks at +2 and Philly at +9. NHL, Tampa Bay -110, Chicago +150, under 6 in Seattle, Winnipeg. Real quickly, I'll give you the baseball. 955 St. Louis and the under 8.5 -120. 961 under 9 Baltimore White Sox. 976 over 7.5 Atlanta and the Angels. 968 Tampa, even money. 971 Dodgers -130. That's what would be up on the Steam sheet had I had a premium. But I like the release of premium and then attach that to it. But I just don't have one, except for the 5% that's coming when I jump off.
All right,
I got a 5% UFC already for Saturday. Damn, I'm getting out there with big bets this week.
I've never seen you fire. I've never seen you.
I know
have a 5% play
on
this
a
early
Monday.
in the week on a Monday. I really.
Like I said, I don't control it. It's like if I trust the numbers that this far off, it warrants a 3%. That far off a 4%. That far off a 5%. So that's all I can do. And if it warranted tonight, we're going to fire, baby, and get to the window with it.
All right. Well, we have 2 4% plays up between me and Gianni, so should be a good day in tennis. Yeah, these are the days where these sports, tennis will pad your bankroll. Like, don't ignore these sports that will bring in these units now that there's no more college basketball. So yeah,
tomorrow things change. Tomorrow things change because with no college basketball, it'll be a little slow time for a few weeks. And that's an opportunity to really take advantage because this is when bookmakers, odds makers are also relaxing a little bit, dude. Everybody's burnt out. We've gone through a college football NFL season that rolled into college basketball and March Madness. Like, again, even though we're hardcores, like I bet every single day of my life for the last 30 plus years. So like, I don't have an off season. And I know there's a lot like me out there that we don't have off seasons, but normal people do. And I think a lot of normal people this week after tonight's game are probably going to be parlaying but taking more of a relaxation, I think, until the NBA playoffs come.
Well, I remember, our late and great friend Dave Sharapan, he used to talk about it. He was an odds maker for so long. He was in a lot of these different sports books, and that was his thing. Was he was always like, dude, the exhale that happens not just for bettors after the college basketball season, but the people who work in the books are real people who also have vacation time to put in. And he was always like, dude, you don't want to be the guy who gets stuck there when one sharp decides, hey, this is going to be the weekend where I'm going hard. So it really is, it's an exhale time, but it's also, if you're paying attention, and especially, Gianni, you're betting these off sports, kind of like soccer, like tennis, some of these off sports, you're going to catch the dude who doesn't want to be in there as the one guy who's stuck back there in the risk room. You know what I mean?
Dude, you nailed it. That's exactly what's happening. And even this is the time where even like your most casual bettor could follow an odds screen, like if they have Odds Logic or even WagerTalk's free odds screen, which is, a couple minutes behind, and actually trust the line moves, especially on those smaller markets, because it's strictly sharps versus the book. Like there's no middleman. There's not a bunch of participants in the middle that have to, where the book has to adjust for it. It's just the sharps versus the book. And it's a much different marketplace for a couple of weeks. And that's even in baseball and, the major sports like that. It's not just like you got to go find table tennis to take advantage of. I mean, those are great. Don't get me wrong. But again, like you said, they're humans. So the same guys that are doing the Major League Baseball have to deal with tennis, soccer, NASCAR, all that stuff right now when most don't want to.
We're getting a lot of requests for some UFC early looks for UFC 327, I believe. I'll go first. Couple that jump off the page. Yes. Charles Radke at minus 180 feels like that's probably the right side. I am full speed ahead on fading Vicente Luque. It's minus 250. It just Luque. He's so far gone. It just feels like that's that you're playing with fire if you're betting any money on Luque. Suarez Godinez, no opinion. Kevin Holland and Randy Brown, two of the worst fight IQs you will ever see in a UFC fight. That one's going to be great. Gamrot over Ribovic, probably Gamrot. What are you seeing in some of these lines?
I'm since I'm not on the show on Tuesday or Wednesday, and since we're not doing that last call on Saturdays, but I have my Steam room, I'm going to go through the UFC card real quickly and tell you what jumped out at me, because I taped for this card on Friday at the Apex. So I dug in deep already. That's why the package is up with the 5%. So I'll start from the bottom and work my way up. Just give you a comment or two on what's jumped out at me. Suarez Godinez. I think this is going to be a tough fight for Suarez. I know she's the rightful favorite, but Godinez has a good 80+% takedown defense, and she's faced 40+ takedown attempts. So she's been tested. And if she could keep this standing, she's going to give Suarez problems. The bottom line is Godinez won't be as much of a disadvantage on the mat as Suarez will be when it starts standing. Gamrot Ribovic, I think Ribovic is live. If he could have some takedown defense at plus money, I think he's live. It's closer to a coin flip. Patricio, Pitbull, and Pico, all the pressure's on Pico. Patricio got his first UFC win. That's not the case for Pico. Pico looked great until he didn't. And with Pico, it's all about potential. The UFC has wanted him for like a decade. He was one of the most hyped athletes to come into mixed martial arts. Like when Marin Pico wrestled at any kind of wrestling tournament, people went just to watch. Like he was a child prodigy as far as combat sports go. It just hasn't panned out. For whatever reason, this is a guy that shouldn't have 5 losses in only 18 fights. But for whatever reason, when the lights are on, he just doesn't get it done. So at plus 300, 250, I got to look at Pitbull or pass. Swanson, it's his retirement fight. Be careful. Everyone just saw Chiesa get it done in his retirement fight. I think Landwehr is going to give him problems, because if Nate is able to take this into deep waters, I think he's just the stronger, younger, should have the speed advantage. I like Landwehr a little bit there. Reyes, I'm not laying chalk with him against Walker. Hokit against Blades. Hokit hasn't been tested on the ground yet, and Blades averages, 5 successful takedowns per 15 minutes. But Hokett people see how he acts and overlook the fact that not only is he an amazing athlete, he was an All-American in college as a wrestler. Then he played in the NFL. Now he's at the UFC. Don't overlook because he talks shit. Hokett at plus money, I think, is live. Mirzakhanov should get past Costa, but Costa's coming off a win, and he's always going to fight for your money. Prochazka, Olberg, these two are almost identical. They're both going to stand and bang. Both spend about 80+% of their minutes striking from a distance, well above the light heavyweight average. But I just think Olberg's more technical. Prochazka wants to drag you into a brawl, and I don't think Olberg's going to fall for that. If he's able to keep his cool, I think he can land the big shot and systematically break Prochazka down. But Yuri's extremely dangerous and is more tested in 5-round fights, tougher strength of schedule. So that's a couple of the reads real quickly on UFC for Saturday.
Yeah, see, there's a couple things going on. You got to remember, Blades is coming off of an ACL injury. His last fight was really boring, and it turned out he tore his ACL in the middle of it. So you got a guy coming off an injury, and you got a guy in Hokett who is undersized for the division. He just overwhelmed.
Yeah, that's the problem there. Yeah, that's going to be his problem, I think. Yeah,
like if Blades is compromised a little bit, Hokett's, kill or be killed, like just fury at the very beginning will overwhelm. But if he doesn't get him out of there early, I would be worried about Hokett lasting all 3 rounds.
Yeah, I didn't use him on the show that we taped. That the other Nick, who I trust, he's sharp dude. He disagreed. He likes Tatiana Suarez. He liked Suarez. He liked Pitbull a little. He liked Cub Swanson. He disagrees with me on Landwehr. He likes Hokett a lot. He actually bet him on the show. I didn't mess with it.
One of the biggest bets I ever made was Wile over Tatiana Suarez.
What a great bet. I was on the other side. I knew I was once that second round started, it was over. Yeah.
So I'm waiting for that opportunity again because Suarez has just dealt with so many injuries, and she's just not the same wrestler.
And before I go, could I just ask real quickly? And again, I don't care, but I just noticed this, and I don't watch a lot of games, so I don't really see this stuff. But it just happened to have the TV on. And why, for the men's Final Four, did they show a bunch of women athletes before it started? Like they showed like the teams that were there. Like they were showing like the girl from Michigan that was like the swimmer, the track athlete, the sprinter, and it was all women. I'm like, this is the men's Final Four. So for the women's Final Four, they showing like the men who are like, this is the track guy, the wrestler from that school. Like, why are we doing that? I don't understand. Anyway, I just needed to say that. It just makes no sense to me.
Cross promotion, Gianni. I guess. Cross promotion. They did hit it out of the park by having the NIT and the NCAA tournament in the same city.
Like, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that was a big time win. They'll continue to do that.
That game going over yesterday cost me a 16 parlay in Auburn last night. Oh, I thought it was staying under. I didn't watch the final score until this morning.
And overtime happened.
Did it really?
Yeah, it was overtime.
Overtime is what got you.
Yeah. Fuck, man.
It got Andy a winner on Auburn 5.5. They end up winning by 6. But yeah, anyone with any total tickets had to tear them up. Second you see overtime, I mean, you're cooked.
Okay. It's good to see. It's good to know we were on the right side at least. Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah. You were there. It was a wild game. Auburn was up 21. Then their best player gets in foul trouble. Tulsa goes on like a 24-2 run. Tulsa goes up by 4 late, blows it, and then the miracle cover in OT. So, Gianni, it gets me to 1-0 for my college basketball season. I handicapped
100%.
Shut it
never
down.
lost.
You'll be able to mark it next year.
I'm number 1 win percentage in
ROI.
You're
looking to stay perfect in 2027. That's it. Are you kidding? I got you.
Yep. That's marketing at its finest.
Yep. Could Andy stay perfect another season? And we just build a big promotion around it.
Some are saying he might be the best to do it. All right, Gianni, I think you pretty much told everybody, but remind us one more time. What do you have up at WagerTalk?
You're getting the 5% tonight in college basketball. Head on over to WagerTalk.com within the next 60 minutes. If you like money, the 5% is already up for the UFC. You don't want to wait too long. Usually we get ahead of the market, and it usually follows us. And nice week ahead. We'll be grinding in baseball. We'll be waiting for the NBA playoffs and steam rooms on Saturday. Other than that, best of luck to everybody this week. Whether you follow or fade, I just hope you guys do some damage.
Thank you very
Gianni.
much, Gianni. Appreciate it. Have a great Monday. Can't wait to catch up with you Thursday. I just, for the record, we're kidding.
Oh,
I'm not. I'm not.
Someone's gonna bury you.
I'm not going to claim that I'm number one. I just
you
know
could
what I watched.
You could say that, Andy. You could claim that. However,
well, I'm gonna save Johnny and them a lot of emails that will be sent in, because if I start bragging about it, the customers aren't going to say anything, but the other handicappers are going to be like, why is this guy bragging about we were grinding away for 6 months in this sport? So that's hilarious. So funny.
Real quick though, Andy, all joking aside on you being the number one best to ever do it in NIT betting, NIT championship games, never lost. Andy has never lost. All joking aside though, man, this is going to be a big week for you and clients because it's Masters week. You know what I mean? Like this is when everybody who doesn't even cap golf is going to come out of the woodwork and they're going to have their long shot. They're going to have, but you and our man Jan are in this shit every single week. We have Cut Line. We're going to have a Masters edition for you coming tomorrow. But this is a week you guys are super excited for. We've seen it pretty well there on the links. So what can clients expect here in Masters week? Because capping our other sports doesn't stop either, man.
Yeah, I mean, we have a 4% NBA and tennis pack that is up right now. So you get 2 4% plays. That starts tonight. Tennis is like weird. It'll have like an overnight type of start, like 2 a.m. So, yeah, but the Masters week is great because they give you so many more options to bet. Like they give you so many more categories that you dig deep and you find even more. So there's going to be really good markets to take advantage. We know this course inside and out, so you can predict course history. You know who plays good here. And I'm just going to casually throw out, Dan, the number one player in the world has a fade the baby theory. What do we do with Scotty? What do we do with Scotty Scheffler, who just had a baby 9 days ago? So
I like this.
Yeah, so we record the Cut Line Tuesday early afternoon, and so we'll get that episode out to everybody. We'll do a deep dive with Masters. But yes, this week we have a huge UFC card. We've got tennis, we've got the Masters, we got pretty much everything. So we're really looking forward to it. There's specials if you want to get the full week and get 3 days. Get 3 free. That'd be a way to get all these plays, because golf, we have plays daily throughout the Masters. Like there'll be different matchups and different props that we can have. So
yeah, grab that.
Okay, we have a couple comments that we have to get to. Leno, are we Boston fans that bad?
Come on, Leno.
Yes, there's a reason why.
It's not that they're bad. You know what I mean? Like, let's not alienate Boston fans. At their core, they are not bad. However, when you're flipping out about the Red Sox being 2-7, when you get in, you're at least in a championship game like every other year, depending on the sport. So, like, let's not worry about the Red Sox being 2-7. Let's focus on the fact that the Celtics were supposed to be dog shit this year and are likely going to represent the East in the championship game. That's why I don't care that the Red Sox are bad. No one feels bad for you. Nobody feels bad for you.
I just don't know where you guys get that much energy to be swayed one way or the other. Like it is sky is falling, or we are.
I used to do it. I was a WIP Philly listener. You know what I mean. You got to call in and say, John, what the hell are you talking about, man? You get the little Delco going. I used to be that guy, Andy, and then I realized, like, what am I doing? Why am I spending my effort? Living and dying with these teams that literally would not piss on you if you were on fire. So, that's when we flipped the switch. Yeah.
Craig's coming over the top, off the top rope, almost as bad.
I think they're all cut from the same cloth, Andy. I call it the vortex of hate, where it's like anywhere from up north down through Philadelphia, and then Chicago is where it about ends, where it's like 3/4 of the year, it's cold, it's rainy, it's snowy, and there's nothing to do but live and die with your sports teams. So all of these teams that live in the vortex of hate, all the fans are awful because they have nothing else to do. They have nothing else to do other than be angry and scream at professional athletes. So forgive them in the vortex of hate.
And on the West Coast, it's just, like in warm California, it's not, there's never been like the heated Chargers fan.
They don't even know the game is on. They're like, oh shit, whoa, we won? The Rams are good again? Whoa, that's crazy. They don't even know the games are on, Andy. It's
great. All right, let's bring in Bill. Bill, do you have any opinions on Bill? We were talking about Boston Red Sox fans losing their minds 9 games into a 162 game season, and someone asked if they were that bad. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Bill knows the East Coasters, man. You know the East Coasters.
You know, as I always talk about, like Atlantic City versus Las Vegas type of gamblers. Vegas, they come here, they're on vacation, they have allotted money to spend each day. Atlantic City, they want to win today. They're there to win. They're serious gamblers. People that go to Encore Boston, they're there to win. This is not no fooling around, jokey joke land. Have fun, go to the pool, go to a show, get a Mai Tai. No, they're there to win money. They're there to gamble today to make a bill, they're very serious. So I get it. I get the passion. Guys, you talked about the Masters. So my wife, she got a box of stuff out, and I was embarrassed because I go every year. And I just spend stupid amounts of money on merchandise, and I give it away. I don't charge anyone. People say, get me a hat, get me a shirt. So I'll make you laugh now. By the way, so just to let you guys know, I have a Berg here, as you can see, a nice bet on a Berg to win the Masters. If he wins at 16 to 1 shot, if he wins, you guys each get a nice, beautiful shirt, a beautiful hat, other memorabilia. You get $1,000 package of merchandise.
Let's go, Ludwig. Let's go, Ludwig.
I'm gonna make you laugh. Like, my wife's like, "Are you out of your mind? Look at all the stuff
Holy
you never gave away." This is like stuff over the year, like the last 2 years. I never even, there's 4, 5, 6, 7.
They're not open.
They're not even open. Like Masters hats.
I need that, Bill.
She's
I'm the biggest Ludwig Aberg
the
fan.
first year of the Masters.
Dude, those are tough, Bill.
You're gonna go in and you have 8 shirts, and you're gonna go buy more shirts. But the problem is these are too big. And I'm trying to buy shirts and stuff for people. These are larges. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, these are 3 larges, and I need extra larges. So I messed up this year. I got to get extra, but they're just extras sitting around here. But
wow,
I'm gonna not like I'm not giving them away to someone worthy. I'm gonna give them away sooner or later. But I'm still gonna go to the store and buy. I'll be there at the end of the week, so I'll be buying some extra stuff there. I love going to the Masters. It's the greatest event. I have the greatest connection too. Trust me, I'm no big shot. I wouldn't spend the money that these people spend on tickets, which Friday's ticket alone, I looked, daily tickets used to be a 4-day badge that was sold on the black market for about 6 to 8 grand for the 4 days. Well, that's not the case anymore. You can look right now on StubHub or wherever you go, a 4-day badge looking at $30,000 to $40,000. As a matter of fact, there's none available for $30,000. $40,000 is the only one available, a 4-day badge. People are out of their mind. I mean, the daily badge on Friday, $10,000 for 1 day. Now, I have a friend that, thank God for him, he lets me, he gives me a badge for half a day for free. It sounds like no big deal. Half a day. Listen, get to go out on the course, go to Amen Corner, go to the concession stand, pimento cheese sandwich. The prices over there are ridiculous for the food. They have a throwback prices over there. But then you go to the concession stand. That's what I like to do. And I love the way they handle it too now. You can just go in there, you buy stuff, and you could just send it, right? You don't have to carry it home. You don't have to carry it back to your hotel. You could just put it right in a package, and they send it for you to any address you want. So that's a new thing they have there, new policy. But guys, yeah, root for Ludwig. Pretty big bet on him at 16 to 1. I just think that's good. I actually found 20 to 1 about a month ago on him, and I bet a small amount, not thinking that he was going to be in this greater form like he really is now. And I just think that's a good bet for a future there. MGM at 16 to 1 yesterday. And there's this, I see 15.5 to 1 somewhere too, but so that's a good one you guys can root for. You got a little sweat there for merch. And yeah, so this is a great week. Beautiful sports here. We got the championship game tonight, baseball, basketball, Masters, which is just to watch it on TV. I watch it up until Thursday night. I love watching it. I'm on the Masters app and stuff. It's a great place, great event. And people think like the Masters is like Augusta must be unbelievable. No, absolutely not. It's a dump outside the gates. The area there is just it's pretty historic, but there's like Motel 6 is like 550 a night. I mean, the hotels or motels are ridiculous, and there's no like fancy hotels. You're going to stay in a Comfort Inn or something. That's it. There's nothing else there. It's not like you're not in Palm Springs or a fancy area where golf tournaments, Pebble Beach, and it's not that. It's just that you're playing that beautiful golf course. It's very, very well maintained and controlled. People don't know this. They have an underground system. They could drive a tractor trailer underground. Everything's underground there, underneath the golf course. Delivery methods and stuff. They don't want to. It's a good old boys club. So I have to go in there without the hat. I go in there with just a golf hat and look like I'm from down that way. They don't like us northern guys, Yankees. Are you one of those Italians? No, I'm not.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, no. My mom, I loved her to death. She Philomena. She moved. My father was transferred down to North Carolina for a couple of years. And someone said that to her. Are you one of those Italians? You must be down here in that witness protection program. No, no.
They hit her on the witness protection.
My husband was transferred down. My mother was real Italian, like strong-willed Italian. But anyway,
sniffed it out a mile away, Bill.
Another winning week. Over
Yeah.
at WagerTalk plus.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you here, Bill, because we got.
4.85.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you here, Bill, because we got Steve coming on. He's going to give his thoughts, and you can check out Steve Merril's video right now breaking down the national championship game tonight. But the tourney was great for you, Bill. I mean, 22-10. So I know you got a prop here for the folks in a different sport, but I at least want to get your thoughts here. Michigan, tonight as they're pretty sizable favorites here against UConn. Any thoughts in the tournament? Because you've had a hell of a read on it, man. You grabbed your clients 35 plus units for you and your clients.
Yeah, no. That was a good game the other day. Very strong game, UConn, the other day. And I've been betting UConn a lot. And if you guys watch my shows with Alan Boston, he's a big UConn guy. And this particular game here is a little bit more of a tougher game. I didn't bet a dime on it yet. I was hoping I should have grabbed, there was an 8 for a hair of a second when it first came out. I would have leaned that way, taking the 8 points, but I do see a 7.5 now at FanDuel. Listen, this season comes down to one game tonight. UConn been playing really well, but Michigan is just being so completely dominating. So
they smother teams, dude. They smother teams.
No one wants to watch a blowout, though. So I hope we have a good game tonight. That's what I'm hoping. UConn just plays so smart, but we don't know how effective Michigan's best player will be after his ankle injury versus Arizona. So I was just Googling that, trying to find some last minute things, and you can find some stuff on socials. But again, I haven't played anything yet. I kind of lean the dog here, but that means nothing. It means nothing. It's just another game to me. We have a lot of other things going on. Like I said, baseball. We'll have some golf matchups. I just gave you a future to throw maybe a peanut on if you could find. If you have many outs, maybe you could find yourself. I see 15-1 on just that's not really a giant plus on the Masters though. So no reason to go crazy like me and my partners did. But anyway, yeah. But however. I'll be watching the game. It'll be fun. It's a fun time. I'll be going to dinner. I'll be watching the second half of the game. I have some dinner plans early, but it's just another game to me. I have some people email me and text me, "Hey, Krack, who do you got in the game tonight?" I haven't heard from them all year. I just destroyed March Madness.
The Super Bowl, the national championship texters. Yeah. It's the life of a bettor, man.
Joe watches me too. Joe. I told you I was going to be on this morning. I gave you this. Joe, I love you. I do. But you asked me one time, one day during the whole basketball season what I liked, and then you asked me the championship game. I got bookmakers hiding under their beds on Monday morning from what I did the last couple of weeks. So, and I hate to give you a game here. Just to, like I said, a little small lean to the dog, but nothing crazy. Anyway, we're on to the baseball season here, grind them away.
Yeah. And
Props,
Joe, while
NBA
you're
props.
watching, Joe, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We appreciate you checking out Crackman here on the channel. You can check out the Wise Cracks as well here. If you're subscribed, you'll know when it goes live here. Bill, you mentioned MLB. MLB's been great for you. Do you have a play for us in MLB or NBA tonight? You already gave us that Masters little sprinkle, but you got another play here for the folks on the way out?
Well, I know you guys are Sixer fans, so NBA
there we go.
Have been great. Let's go at one of them tonight, and let me see if it's still -1/4. I looked this up about an hour ago. Embiid. All right, Embiid over 27.5 points, -$1.25. He's going to be highly motivated tonight, going up against Wemby, who's a Defensive Player of the Year, and Embiid can get himself literally tonight. I think is a big game for him. There's many situations like yesterday. I had a situation to go over too. I know people say, "Wow, you pick a lot of overs, Krack." What did I go over on yesterday? LeBron. I hate LeBron, but a bet's a bet. So I just thought that was a good spot to go over on him yesterday. And so this is another over. I expect lots of volume from Embiid tonight. So I think he has a chance to definitely score into the 30-point range. So over 27.5, -$1.25. I'm seeing on Embiid tonight. There's one for you. And guys, come on over. Like I said, I just looked. I'll be Andy. What do you got up, Bill? Okay, Andy. Here we got. So yeah, I didn't realize that the last 110 plays here, plus 38.12 units, 38 firing NBA, NFL. I'm sorry, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball every day, 3% play in MLB. So yeah, I may start. I like to get a full start or two from the pitchers before I give a lot more volume. So I may start giving out some more volume instead of just yesterday. I think I gave out 2 or 3 games, but I'll have more games as the season goes on, as we get some more starts from these pitchers. And listen, it's a grind. If you like money, come aboard. That's all I can tell you. I wish the people were to listen, and I hope congratulations to you people that did listen, that I've been telling for months and months and months to get me for March Madness, get me through the Super Bowl, then March Madness. We destroyed Super Bowl. I think I was 7-0 or something on my props. I've been telling you about these things, and I've had people that I've worked with in my life said, "Bill, you're not a good enough promoter of yourself." Well, I think I did promote myself before March Madness, before the Super Bowl. Anyone that came along, congratulations to you. Appreciate you coming along. We're going to have a great time here. We're going to grind away some money. And before you know it, preseason NFL will be here. That's it. Party's over.
We love it. Bill Krackomberger. You can check him out, wt.buzz/Crackman. Bill, always a pleasure, man. Keep cashing. And yeah, those specials that he mentioned over his page, that buy 3, get 3 days free. People loved it last month, so we continued that 6 days for just $69. Also, the triple play baseball. So you can head on over to his page, and all that info is over there. That's Bill Crackman. But you heard him talking about the national championship game there, Andy. A man who has broke down every single college basketball game for free here on the channel is batting closer here for us. Steve Merril joining us. Steve, you can finally exhale. You did it. You threw down the gauntlet and you broke down every single game. Now we just have to ask you to do it one more time. I know your full breakdown is up, but people have been asking about the side, the total. They wanted to get Steve's thoughts here on the national championship game. So we'll start it off there, Steve, man. And obviously, how you doing, brother? You did it. I'm proud of you.
No, and thank you, Dan. People don't know behind the scenes, Dan was helping get up the NIT finals and the NCAA Women's Championship game over Easter weekend, and 3-0 sweep. I finished the season undefeated in women's college basketball. It's a shame I waited until the final 3 games of the season to start handicapping women's college basketball, but all 3 covers, I think, were by double digits. We had the under in the South Carolina UConn game. We had UCLA in the first game. They maybe covered. They were like getting 2. They went by they might have covered by double digits. And then I had UCLA in the championship game. And look, I don't really dig deep into college hoops for the women during the regular season, but we do have all the analytics. We have all the efficiency ratings, the same metrics I use for the men's games. So I was like, why not? And boy, was that easy pickings. I had UCLA rated as the higher team. They came in as a 3.5, 4-point dog, and obviously it was never in doubt. And I'll transition to tonight's game, talk about that. One thing I said at the beginning of the tournament, is that offense wins championships. Everyone thinks defense wins championships, but offense wins 6 games in a row. And guess who finished the season as the highest ranked efficiency offense in the country in the women? UCLA, even ahead of UConn, who's considered the best team still. And guess who's the much better offensive team tonight? It's Michigan, not a doubt. In fact, if you look at the KenPom rankings right now, even after winning 5 games in the tournament, UConn is still only the 26th offensive efficiency team in the country. In fact, of all the top 10 teams in KenPom right now, in fact, you got to go to the 13th spot, St. John's, to find a weaker team, who's also a Big East team that gave UConn trouble this year. Michigan's the 4th ranked offense and the number 1 ranked defense in the country, and then the number 1 ranked team in the KenPom. So they're the better team, and history normally has the better team winning this game. Single-digit favorites have been over a 60% play against the spread because they don't let down. When you're the better team in a focused spot within striking distance here, they don't let down. So, yes, maybe UConn, the live defensive dog, has a chance of hanging, but I think Michigan wins this game. So if you're going to play it, I would lay it with the Michigan Wolverines. And they did have 3 losses this year, and you always want to dig in and see how is the best team in college basketball beatable. And it does jump out to you that 2 of those losses came against Duke and Purdue, and they were actually the 2 slowest tempo games of the season. So UConn has a chance, but they got to slow this game down to a crawl. Michigan has scored 90 straight in all 5 games. No team has ever done that in tournament history. I don't think they get to 90 tonight, guys, just because UConn is going to slow this game down. But keep in mind, Michigan also plays in the tough Big Ten Conference, and other than Wisconsin, who they lost to by 3, and that's because Wisconsin was like plus 21 points from 3-point range, all the other good conference teams this year, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan State, Nebraska, they all played slow half-court basketball. So I think Michigan, yes, it's a little bit of a change from what they've been doing, but they can play this way, and they're just the better team at both ends of the court. And also, UConn looking a little bit like a public dog, even though this line is 7. Everyone thought I was crazy liking Illinois on Saturday, and obviously it did not work out. But I have never caught more heat, considering I entered the weekend on a 40-21 best bet run the previous 30 days. I've never caught more heat for one single game. It was crazy. The UConn fans came out of nowhere. And yes, Dan Hurley's done an incredible job there. But Michigan's the best team in the country. They're better at both ends of the court. Once again, if you're going to play it, I would lay it with Michigan -7 tonight in the title game.
I mean, Steve, you can't go after the UConn fan base. We all know that.
So Andy, here's what's
Dan. Where's that geography? Where's the meat? You're muted, Dan.
No. So Andy, what happened here was WagerTalk reposted one of the YouTube shorts. They clipped my overall video with a little bit of an Illinois hit, and obviously that goes out to bigger following base than my just Twitter channel does. And I looked afterwards. That's why I got just bum rushed. But every single person I clicked on their profiles, none of them followed me. None of them followed me on X. So it was basically like these are just people out of nowhere that were, and most of them had UConn Husky logos for their avatar. And I was just like, be happy your team won. Like, why are you mad at me? Would you rather I've been right? It's like, if I was right, your team would have lost.
I know.
For me to win, you must lose, Steve. Well, welcome to social media.
Yeah, it's just it's the culture we live in. But it was very interesting. I was like, I don't recognize any of these jokers. And I looked; they're all like 100 followers. Does not follow you. Does not follow you. And it's like, here we go. Not gonna worry about it.
Keep in mind, 80% of those are bots.
They very well might have been. Yeah.
No, very well is.
Yeah, that makes me
kind
feel.
of been proven.
I've always known, Andy, the robots hate me, so that's nothing new.
Yeah, well. You're a man of the people, not the box.
Great point, Dan. You know, that's a great point. The robots should fear me.
They should fear you. AI's got nothing on my man, Steve Merril.
I love some good AI though, so I don't know.
All right, let's move to NBA here. We're going to talk Knicks, Hawks, Pistons, Magic. I'm looking at the standings, and I mean the Pistons are locked in. Orlando, I guess you could make the case, kind of needs it. The Hawks are fairly locked in. The Knicks are a little bit locked in. But I think what's interesting is I think Cleveland is doing this on purpose to keep the 4 seed. I think they've been reacting what the Knicks are doing. I think they actually want the 4 seed and not the 3 seed. But it looks like we're getting full like lineups from all these teams tonight. So I'll let you break down Knicks versus Hawks and then Pistons versus Magic in the middle. Tell everyone what you have up at WagerTalk.
Yeah, Andy, I love doing Wager Talk Today live, 12:46 Eastern right now. Odds Logic just popped, and Franz Wagner is listed as out tonight for injury management. And the line is literally jumping as I'm doing this. What seems like a video for most people watching it afterwards, but is live right now for Wager Talk TV. Pistons, I was going to say, were a 2.5-point favorite, total 223.5, but now it's 4, and a lot of books have just pulled this game out. So it looks like Orlando is sitting some guys. And I was actually going to lean towards the Magic in this game for a few reasons. First of all, the Pistons can't keep playing so well with half their lineup. It's incredible how good they've been. And we talked about them a couple of weeks ago. We talked about it again, I believe, last Monday. They played the Thunder, and I mentioned it was the biggest dog they've been all year, 11.5. They almost won that game outright. They lost in overtime at OKC with half their lineup. They weren't even playing, Tobias Harris was out, some other guys. And you look at the injury report here for Monday mid-afternoon. Cade Cunningham, of course, is still out with a lung injury. Tobias Harris is listed as questionable tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that. He's probably their third best player. And he has missed 2 of the last 4 games, but they continue to win even when he's not in the lineup. But the Magic had not submitted their injury report, but it's just coming out now, as I mentioned, about 12:45 Eastern, and Wagner is expected to be out. Looks like they're sitting some guys tonight. It is a revenge spot for Orlando. They lost the most recent meeting. The team split the first 2. Orlando lost at home, actually, as a 5.5-point dog on March 1st to the healthier Pistons squad. So it is a revenge spot. But as you know, shorthanded teams normally step up. And I just feel like the Pistons can't keep playing at this level. And as you mentioned also, they don't really have a reason to keep playing at this level. They're coming off 3 straight wins, including big wins against Minnesota and then at Philly on Saturday. Even if it's a shorthanded Orlando team, we'll take that extra line value because we see this so often in the NBA. The team that sits their guys, that first game, you play on them, you get extra value, and the other team somewhat overlooks them. I was kind of leaning Orlando here, and Wagner out now, +4 or more, 3.5 forwards. Looks like what the reset line is going to be here. I take a look at the Orlando Magic. That's at 7:10 Eastern. Other game right below it on the rotation, also at 7:10 Eastern tonight on Monday, is Knicks and Hawks. And, of course, Atlanta cleaned the roster earlier this season, but it has not hurt them. 45-33 overall, having a solid season. I don't want to say the Knicks have underachieved. They're 51-28, but they've kind of been good or bad at times, depending on when you catch them. Still going to be a very dangerous postseason team, but they don't enter in good current form. After 3 straight losses, yes, they got back on track against Memphis and Chicago, but they were 14-point favorites in each of those games. They only covered one of them. In fact, the Knicks are just 1-5 against the spread their last 6 games. Now, they are well rested here. 2 days off, as that last game against Chicago came on Friday night. As we head closer to the 1 o'clock Eastern window, the Knicks have still not submitted their injury report. As far as the Hawks go, it's a pretty minimal report as well. So it looks like both teams do have their full rosters tonight. As far as recent meetings in this series, these teams played way back in early January and late December. And Atlanta won the game on the road against the Knicks by 12 back on January 2nd. And they lost the game at home against the Knicks back in late December by 3. So they've played them pretty tight both times, and they have covered the spread in both of those games. And as I mentioned earlier, the Knicks not in great current point spread form. Currently the line about 1.5. I would lean Hawks in this one. I think the Knicks are the better team, but I think the spot here is probably better for the Hawks tonight. And as far as the total, we have seen a little bit of money coming on the under. Open 228 down to 227 now in most spots. The first 2 games, we had a high-scoring game and then a low-scoring game, so not too much to take away from those. And as far as current form for the Hawks, another reason I would lean towards Atlanta as a small favorite tonight. Excellent current form. They've won 7 of their last 8 games, and they've gone 6-2 against the spread during that span. And going back even further, I think they'd won something like 8 or 9 in a row before this recent 7-2 run. So if I'm not mistaken, they're like on like a 15-2 or 16-2 straight up run, and we're laying less than a basket. Take a look at the Hawks team that might be a little bit underrated heading into the postseason this coming April. And by the way, speaking of the postseason, I know my final college basketball video was up tonight for the national championship. I gave you every March Madness game, just like I gave you every bowl game, every NFL playoff game, where I'm going to keep it coming for the NBA playoffs, which start in about a week and a half. Every NBA postseason game from start to finish through the finals in June. All I ask is a quick thumbs up like for all the shows and videos. Click that thumbs up like right now. Thank you so much. And a positive comment below. If you want to see every NBA playoff game, comment below and let me know, and I will make it happen. And also make sure you click subscribe and you click the bell here on WagerTalk TV so you know when the daily free videos are posted for both the NBA playoffs, the NBA regular season, which is still going for a couple weeks, and also some baseball videos, which will be coming soon here on a daily basis. And speaking of the daily sports, yes, college basketball is winding down tonight, but the NBA has been incredible. In fact, my clients have doubled their bankroll. We're up 107 units in the NBA alone this year. And right now, you can get the rest of the regular season the next week and a half for free when you buy the NBA playoffs. You know you're going to get on board for the NBA playoffs. It's my favorite time of the year for any sport, and we're already up over 100 units this year in the NBA in the regular season. So why not get the next week and a half free and get all the playoffs as well for just $199? No promo code needed. Or if you want an all-sport, all-access to get baseball and basketball, buy 3 days, get 3 days free is still available for just $69, dude. Or you can still get the 1 month with an instant $100 discount by using promo code SM100. That gets it down to just $199 for 30 days all access. Promo code SM100. Look, you don't have to memorize the special offers, the best bets, the promo codes are all listed on my page right now, SteveMerril, WagerTalk.com, along with a daily free play every day. Go get the bonus free play, the strong best bets, the special offers, and get there quicker. WT.buzz/SM.
Steve Merril, great regular season in the NBA. I hope it continues for you in the playoffs. Has there ever been, I'm trying to think, has there ever been a worse indictment of a big name player than Trey Young getting traded? And not only does the team not get worse, they get better. Like they didn't even tread water. They got better. They look better. They're like more fun to watch. Like pretty damning look for him.
No question about it. I mean, the first thing I did when that, Trey went through is I really kind of dug into it. I was like, how are they doing this? Because it was early in the season. I was following NBA, but not as much as I do this time of year. And you look at that roster. I mean, Jalen Johnson's become a superstar. And then, they had Walker, they had McCollum, they had other guys to kind of fill the role. And this is what we see so often in the NFL. We saw it with my Washington Redskins back in the day. Dan Snyder had just and anything in life, a little bit of knowledge is dangerous. And Snyder had just enough sports knowledge to thought he could play GM. And he got Hainsworth and Stubblefield, two big defensive tackles around the turn of the century, and paid them a huge contract. And neither one of them was ever any good again. And if a team's willing to give up Trey Young, you got to ask yourself, is there a reason? They probably know a little bit more than you do. And the Wizards are so much like the Redskins, always chasing their tail. They've been bad for decades. And it's really not complicated, like how to build a strong roster. And just don't do what the Washington sports franchises do. That would be my first advice. I was never a Wizards or Bullets fan, Andy, but I was obviously a big Redskin fan back in the day. So that was always brutal.
Another jaded Northeastern sports fan base. It's just all
They're in the vortex of hate. It checks out. It checks out, Andy.
No, it's a vortex of failure. Like I call it like it is. It's ineptness. But I was having this conversation yesterday with someone, and I honestly mean this. Like, if you gave me 5 years with no risk of being fired, I could build a Super Bowl NFL team. Because you literally do what the Cowboys did when we were all growing up. You get rid of one guy and get all these draft picks. And then you do what the 49ers or the Patriots did. You get a Brock Purdy or a Tom Brady in the 6th or 7th round. So you draft 3 fifth-round quarterbacks, and one of them will probably end up being good. But you need a lot of draft picks to do that. So you're like, why don't teams do that? Well, the reason is because the losing teams that grab those first quarterbacks, their GMs and their head coach have like 6 months left, and they're trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Yeah, but it normally does not work. So you're just chasing your tail for decades. And you got to get an owner that understands that, I guess, and allows the GM to literally have a 5-year plan. It's the same thing right in the NBA, where these teams tank. And like the Wizards are kind of doing that, right? Like they're building to maybe make a run next year with Anthony Davis and Trey Young. I think it's Stubblefield and Hainsworth all over again for a Washington sports franchise, unfortunately.
I think you're right. It's amazing how we can pick. You just before the season, you just kind of know what teams are going to be good and what franchises are dumpster fires. Yeah,
and then there's always the surprises. You know what I mean? But by and large, you know what's you know how at least things are going to play themselves out. You're always going to have the shockers, but yeah, it always.
The Browns had
always
20 quarterbacks during the Brady era, something like 19 or 20 quarterbacks started when Tom Brady started every game, while 20 other quarterbacks started for a team that was awful. Like not rocket science. Yeah, it's fascinating stuff though, but history repeats itself, right?
Yeah, sure. All right, Steve. Thanks for joining us. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Steve.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, did you see the Did you see the story about the NFL coaches photo?
I did not.
Okay. This would be a great test. I bet you can get this right. So every year in the offseason, all 32 coaches get together and they have this big meeting. Okay. It's just exchange ideas and pleasantries and all that stuff, strategies. And then they all take a photo. Okay. This year, one team's coach didn't make it to the meeting because he was getting his hair cut. And the meeting got done early and they just took the picture without him. So there's all the NFL coaches except one team's coach is not there because he was getting his hair cut. If I gave you just a few guesses, which franchise would do this? You have a chance to meet with all 31 coaches and you miss it because of a haircut.
Would miss for a haircut. See, I was initially thinking like, okay, who cares most about how they look? And I was thinking like McVay. I was thinking Sean McVay would be a guy who would be like, I need to make sure my unicorn spike is really coiffed and everything. But then when you quantify it with which organization would screw this up, it has to be the Browns. It has to be the Browns.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. See how easy that was?
Expectations, Andy. The reputation precedes themselves.
And also the fact that they were like, hey, we got done early. Todd Monken isn't here. Should we wait?
Just take it anyway. Screw that guy.
Just take the photo. So, all right. Well, let's do some free plays. Once again, guys, we're in play tonight with a 4% NBA, 4% tennis pack that is up tennis on a 11-3 run, guys. These are the sports. I'm telling you, these are the sports that build bankrolls. You can hit at that percentage and it is sustainable. But let's go through a few here. I'm gonna go sneaky here, Dan. Brandon Woodruff under 14.5 outs. His first game was against Tampa Bay, and Woodruff went 15 outs, but he only had 67 pitches. He's dealt with injuries, and I think they might have him on a pitch count, not an outs count. And Boston's bats, they were a little bit better at home than they were on the road. They're home here. So 67 pitches and 15 outs is not that many. Like, what if he gets to 70, 75 pitches and we're only 13, 14 outs? I think they pull him a little bit early. So I'll take a little sprinkle on under Brandon Woodruff on his outs. The Knicks and Hawks that Steve mentioned, Nickeil Alexander-Walker over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He's been incredible. Over in 7 straight games. He had 30 against this Knicks team's the last matchup, and the Knicks defense, they are slipping. Somebody in the chat pointed out they've been not very good against playoff teams. It's concerning for their playoff run, but defense, good against the bad teams, not been that good against the playoff teams. And then the Kraken and the Jets, Brandon Montour over 2.5 shots on goal. I'm sure I'm the only person that has noticed this. He's gone over in 6 straight games. He's getting 8 to 9 shots per game. And the Jets are 16th in shots on goal allowed. I'm pretty surprised this isn't 3.5. So if you're going to give me a guy that's going to get 8 or 9 shot attempts, I'll be looking at that for sure. That one's going to be a client play. I'm putting that in as a client play. That's just too good to overlook. So, all right, those are your free plays. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. We're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow for $5 Tuesday. Get you ready for a big week. Good luck on all your bets tonight in college basketball. I am